Hey guys, Kenny here. I'm here to review the 2010 romantic comedy Valentine's Day. And this stars a ton of people. Jessica Alba, Jessica Biel, Bradley Cooper, Ashton Kutcher, Julia Roberts, Jamie Foxx, Anne Hathaway, Shirley MacLaine, Hector Elizondo, Jennifer Garner, Patrick Dempsey, Eric Dane, Emma Roberts, Taylor Swift, Taylor Lautner, Queen Latifah, Topher Grace, Carter Jenkins, and George Lopez. This was good. I actually enjoyed this quite a bit actually. Um, the plot of this is kind of complex, but it really really has to do with uh, the basic plot is it starts off with Reed Bennett, played by Ashton Kutcher, and he asks his girlfriend Morley, played by Jessica Alba, to marry him. And Reed is also best friends with Julia, played by Jennifer Garner, and she's a fiance of Harrison Copeland, played by Patrick Dempsey, and he turns out to be married. He was married for 15 years. And one day, when Reed wants to try and marry Morley, she bails on him and decides not to marry him. And Julia wants to try and go see Harrison because he left somewhere on a plane, and when she goes to the hospital that he's working at, there, she learns that he's already married and they've been married for 15 years. So she ends up Julia ends up being with Reed at the end of the movie. So their story turns out very good. And there's this football player. The football player he is thinking that he's contemplating of trying to retire, but then he announces in a pretty big press conference that he's gay, and there's this guy Holden, played by Bradley Cooper, and he's on a plane with Kate Hazelton, played by Julia Roberts, and Kate is on her way to see her husband, and Holden ends up being the one who's gay, and he's the one who's with that football player. And then there's Grace, played by Emma Roberts. She wants to have her first sexual sex for the first time with her boyfriend Alex, played by Carter Jenkins, but then Grace tells him that she wants to wait. And then Edgar, played by Hector Elizondo, and Estelle, played by Shirley MacLaine, they start having a friction in their relationship because Estelle tells Edgar one day that she had an affair, but they end up getting back together. So they turn out good. And there's Kara, played by Jessica Biel. She's this girl who, for some reason, on every Valentine's Day, she's alone. So she has this party about I hate Valentine's Day, and there's this sports reporter Kelvin Briggs, played by Jamie Foxx, he ends up having to do quite a long broadcast about Valentine's Day out in the city, and Kara and Kelvin kind of have the same belief about Valentine's Day, where they believe they won't be able to be with anyone, but then they end up being together. And there's this two people that go to the high school that Grace goes to, Willie, played by Taylor Lautner, and Felicia, played by Taylor Swift. Their relationship starts getting closer to being closer. Oh, Sean Jackson is that gay football player and contemplating a retirement. And the publicist of him is Kara. And the agent and his agent is Paula, played by Queen Latifah. And then there's another couple, Jason, played by Topher Grace. He wants to marry this girl, Liz, played by Anne Hathaway, but then she tells him that she moonlights as a adult phone entertainer, and he doesn't know how to deal with that. But then they make amends and get together. So that's pretty much it. So, and and then there's this producer, Susan, played by Kathy Bates, who kind of helps Kelvin to be the best reporter that he can be. So everyone turns out fine in this. Valentine's Day, this was good, not great, but I ended up enjoying myself. I think that the problem was, to me, there was a little too much going on, so I couldn't really enjoy it as much. That's a con, but it was written pretty well, so that's a pro in it. I think I talked about everyone. Oh, there was also this little boy, Edison, played by Bryce Robinson, and his babysitter is Grace, played by Emma Roberts. Edison, he has sort of a crush on his teacher, Julia, played by Jennifer Garner. So he gives her a Valentine gift, but she ends up telling him that maybe that's not for her. This is for someone else that's even more special to him. And it's this, like, another girl that's in his class. So they end up getting to know each other. I forgot about that. And that's a very good part of the movie. I think that's probably my favorite out of the whole movie. If you haven't already, I would highly appreciate it if you would subscribe over here if you're watching the video by itself, or subscribe down here if you're watching the video on my channel. Valentine's Day, I would recommend it. I thought it was a good way to start off the weekend. Anyone, I think, who's is in love or wants to be in love might enjoy this. I still had a good time watching it. Many people might not, but to me, I did. So I don't know if there's anything else I have to say about this Valentine's Day. So stay cool and roll out to the movies. Bye.